great deals, coupons, and more.
Overton's, your premier sports store, is your source for all your sporting goods needs. Customer service, a large selection, and everyday low prices. You'll find it at Overton's, the world's largest water sports dealer. Overton's has the largest selection of Columbia, Carhartt, and Under Armour in eastern North Carolina. And Overton's is your fishing and hunting headquarters. When it comes to quality sporting goods, you can't do any better than Overton's, your premier sports store. Overton's, 111 Red Banks Road, Greenville.
Eyewitness News 9, we are always on your side.
This is WNCT's Ahead of the Storm 2008 Hurricane Special, brought to you by your Carolina Chevy dealer.
Welcome to Ahead of the Storm, Hurricane Season 2008. I'm Storm Team 9, Chief Meteorologist Phillip Williams. My colleagues Gannon, Medwick, Scott, Sumner, and I are here along the scenic Stewart Parkway in Washington. Eastern North Carolina is as beautiful as it is vulnerable to hurricanes. That's why we're on your side with ways to stay ahead of the storm.
Hurricane season is here once again. It runs from June through November. That's when our ocean temperatures are warm enough to support hurricanes.
Now, the most active months here in the east for hurricanes are August, September, and early October.
The national hurricane forecasters haven't been very accurate in the last two seasons.
And they expect this season to have more hurricanes than most.
And one thing's for sure about the weather. If it's happened before, it can happen again. A hurricane we hope never happens again is Hurricane Hazel. This fast-moving 1954 hurricane brought high winds well inland. Every county east of Raleigh had wind gusts over 100 miles per hour. Hazel was moving at nearly triple the speed of most hurricanes. Hazel caused wind damage all the way north into Canada. Beachfront homes at Long Beach, North Carolina suffered from a pounding storm surge. Before Hazel, there were 350 homes on Oak Island. After Hazel's surge, there were 5. The next hurricane season after Hazel brought 3 storms to the east, so we know they can travel in bunches. Hurricanes Connie, Diane, and Ione all struck in 1955 and flooded Belhaven and Washington with waters from the Pamlico. 40 blocks of downtown New Bern flooded when winds blew water up the Neuse River. In 1999, slower-moving storms Dennis and Floyd gave us severe inland flooding. Never had the Tar River risen above 24 feet in Greenville. After the 1-2 punch of Dennis and Floyd, the Tar River swelled to just shy of 30 feet. Rocky Mount to Tarboro and Princeville to Greenville, the mighty Tar expanded to become several miles wide. The Kashai, Roanoke, and Neuse rivers, as well as the Contentnia, Fishing, and several other creeks, took over whole communities. What's become known as the flood of the century will be remembered for many years to come. The Atlantic certainly has produced some strong storms over the years, but history shows us some periods are stormier than others.
Sometimes you'll hear Storm Team 9 say that the Atlantic Ocean is in an active hurricane cycle or active phase. Indeed, research suggests that ocean and atmospheric patterns that are favorable for hurricanes do operate in cycles. Actual hurricane data backs this as well. The 1930s, 40s, and 50s featured enhanced Atlantic hurricane activity. The 60s, 70s, and 80s generally featured less hurricane activity. Since 1995, the Atlantic entered another active hurricane phase. Above average tropical storm and hurricane activity occurred in the Atlantic Basin in all but 1 year since 1995. Stats suggest that active hurricane cycles last 25 to 30 years, and by this model, 2008 would still be right in the middle of an active cycle. But remember, enhanced or reduced hurricane activity doesn't necessarily correlate with increased or decreased hurricane landfalls, so it's best to be prepared for the worst every hurricane season.
Since we're in an active cycle of hurricanes, we need to recognize the dangers of each type of storm. The Saffir-Simpson scale is used to rank hurricanes into categories. When a tropical storm's winds reach 74 miles per hour, it becomes a Category 1 hurricane. An example of a Category 1 storm is Hurricane Allison, which hit the Florida Panhandle in 1995. Allison's storm surge flooded 60 homes, and her winds did minor damage. Once a hurricane's winds reach 96 miles per hour, it becomes a Category 2 storm. Hurricane Bonnie landed on our coast in 1998 as a Category 2. Winds tore down trees and caused widespread power outages. Streams and creeks also flooded. A Category 3 hurricane has winds of at least 111 miles per hour. Hurricane Fran is a good example. She hit our coast in 1996, destroying or seriously damaging numerous beachfront homes. Wind damage was extensive from the coast all the way through the Piedmont. Power was out to some for many weeks. To be a Category 4, a hurricane's winds must reach 131 miles per hour. You may remember Hurricane Hugo, which hit South Carolina in 1989. Winds and waves destroyed homes and bridges, and Hugo's storm surge piled boats on top of each other like Legos. The most dangerous and damaging of all hurricanes is a Category 5 storm, as sustained winds top 155 miles per hour. Only 3 storms have ever hit the U.S. at Category 5 strength. The most destructive, Hurricane Andrew, made landfall in South Florida in 1992. This storm destroyed more than 25,000 homes and leveled entire neighborhoods. Andrew caused $26.5 billion in damage. Has your name been used for a hurricane? If not, it may be on this year's list.
Hopefully 2008 won't be quite as active a hurricane season as we had in 2005, where we went beyond the list of names into the Greek alphabet. This year's name starts off with Arthur, Bertha, Christabel, and Dolly, going all the way up to Vicky and Wilfred. Over the years, any storm that caused a great loss of life or extensive property damage earned retirement from the list of names. Otherwise, the list of names is reused every 6 years. The World Meteorological Organization chooses the names to go on that list. Representatives from all countries affected by hurricanes submit names for the 6-year list. That's why some names don't seem common to us in the United States.
One name that is no longer on the list is Floyd. The flood that followed Floyd made high water marks in many communities in the east, thus retiring his name. Many devastating storm names will no longer be used. Names like Fran, Hugo, Camille, Donna, Dean, Katrina, and Andrew. The Atlantic averages 11 named storms each season, so if your first name begins with the letter A through K, then there is a chance of having a hurricane with your name. The Atlantic starts at the beginning of the alphabet each season, unlike the Pacific, which picks up where they left off. Atlantic names also take turns with male and female names. Regardless of a storm's name, it can bring destruction. Coming up, we'll show you the greatest threat from a hurricane. In 1979, the all-female list of storm names began adding male names. Do you remember the first male name used for a tropical storm? Was it Tim, Bob, Andrew, or Jerry?
Peace of mind, see what passes through. The sun will shine on you again. A bell will ring inside your head, and I will be brand new.
Woodworks Furniture and Sofas, Greenville's only store specializing in solid wood ready-to-finish furniture. You won't find any of that flimsy flake board. Woodworks only carries quality furniture, sure to look great in your home for years to come. Tables and chairs, bookcases, desks, entertainment centers, and bedroom furniture. Plus top-quality designer sofas and world-famous Park-A-Lounger recliners. If you want affordable quality furniture that'll look beautiful in your home, stop by today. Woodworks Furniture and Sofas, South Evans Street, Greenville, behind Overton's.
It doesn't take magic to find quality childcare at affordable prices. You can find it at Alakazam. For children 6 weeks to 12 years, the experienced trained professionals at Alakazam are dedicated to loving, nurturing, and educating your child. We offer music, art, sign language, Spanish, and Japanese free. After school and summer programs are available. Call 252-752-CARE for more information. Alakazam at the corner of Fire Tower Road and Old Tar Road in Winterville. Quality childcare at affordable prices.
Drive a brand new 2008 Pontiac G6 from just $189 a month at Brown & Wood Pontiac Cadillac GMC Buick in Greenville. The 2008 Pontiac G6 is a recommended buy. The G6 has a 5-star safety crash rating, gets up to 32 miles per gallon, and Brown & Wood has over 19 to choose from. Hurry to Brown & Wood Pontiac Cadillac GMC Buick and drive an 08 Pontiac G6 from just $189 a month. Brown & Wood, serving Eastern North Carolina for over 70 years.
Hi, I'm pro football quarterback David Garrard. When I took the field in college, our team worked hard to achieve one common goal, to win. At the law office of James Scott Farron, they also work hard for you, the injured people of North Carolina. They fight hard to get you the justice you may deserve. So if you were hurt in an accident, call the team you trust. Call the law office of James Scott Farron at 1-800-TEAM-JSF. They're ready for your call.
You're watching WNCT's Ahead of the Storm 2008 Hurricane Special, brought to you by your Carolina Chevy dealer.
We should always prepare for the strong winds of a hurricane, but the greatest threat to lives and property isn't the wind, it's the water.
Hurricanes can be prolific rainmakers, and that's why flooding is so common in the wake of a storm. Some of the most serious flooding is caused by storm surge, where ocean water can pile on shore many feet in height. Inland threats include streams and river flooding and landslides. Since the 1970s, inland flooding has been responsible for over half of all deaths associated with tropical storms in the United States. Rainfall amounts are typically heavier with slower moving storms, with a couple of things to keep in mind when flooding occurs. It only takes 6 inches of fast-moving water to sweep someone off their feet, and a foot of moving water can do the same to a car.
When it comes time to batten down the hatches, do you know what to do? Now is the time to make plans so you won't be in a panic when a hurricane threatens our area.
Plywood, flashlights, and generators, all things we shouldn't be without when a hurricane is heading in.
You wouldn't believe the number of people the day before a hurricane that come in looking for spark plugs for their generator that they bought last year, or looking for extra gas cans.
To avoid the rush, Lowe's store manager Robert Tyndall says to prepare now. Learn about your community's emergency plans, evacuation routes, and locations of emergency shelters. Walk through your home, identify any potential hazards, and secure them. Don't forget to bring trash cans and lawn furniture indoors or tie them down. Taping the windows on your home won't strengthen the glass much. Instead, put wood or metal hurricane shutters over windows and sliding glass. You may want to move your valuables to higher ground in case of flooding. Also, locate and secure important documents. This includes birth certificates, insurance policies, wills, and licenses, anything you may need if your home is destroyed. It's important to inform local authorities about any special needs like elderly or bedridden people in your home or anyone with a disability that may need help getting out. Don't overlook pets. You can contact your local Red Cross chapter to find out where to take your pet during an emergency. If you live on the water, you know your boat is as big of an investment as your home. Coral Bay Marina Service Manager Rick Cowell says the best way to protect your boat is to take it out of the water.
We tell our customers to bring their boats back to us, and we'll put them over in the dry stack and close the doors and keep them out of harm's way.
And of course, you'll want to avoid the last-minute shopping crowds, so plan to visit the grocery store early.
Windows are the most likely way a hurricane's winds will enter your home. Here are some window covering examples. The most commonly known is plywood, yet more commonly used are different types of storm shutters and even hurricane netting. Solid shutters with and without levers, along with metal shutters that slip on tracks, are very beneficial. Make sure to tighten the wing nuts, otherwise a burst of wind can rip them right off their tracks. Lastly, and least expensive, fabric screens. They are certainly not as sturdy as shutters and plywood, but they really help to cut down on the wind.
You can prevent power outages from putting you in the dark by having a generator. It's important to know how to use it, or it could do you more harm than the hurricane. 70% of generator-related deaths happen because they're used inside a home or in a garage without enough ventilation.
It's important not to have them in your house or any overhang or garage that's attached to your house.
Carbon monoxide is made whenever any fuel is burned, including gas, oil, kerosene, propane, wood, or charcoal. In any enclosed space, the levels can build up without anyone noticing because you can't see or smell the gas. The North Carolina Health and Human Services Department says that high levels of carbon monoxide can kill people in minutes. So here are some symptoms to look out for: severe headache, dizziness, confusion, nausea, faint. If you or anyone in your home has any of these symptoms, get fresh air immediately. Don't ignore these symptoms, especially if more than one person has them. Get medical help right away. Since flooding is a threat during hurricanes, make sure to keep your generator off the ground.
The water's going to be high. Make sure it's elevated. Do not touch the generator. If you're wet, you can receive electrical shock from that.
Up next, if you plan on waiting out the storm in your home, Storm Team 9 shows you where to stay safe when the storm arrives. Also, what's the average lifespan of a hurricane? A, 7 days, B, 9 days, C, 11 days, D, 14 days. The answer after this.
Taft Office Equipment Company has been serving eastern North Carolina for over 60 years. With over 28,000 competitively priced items available for small business or big organizations, Taft Office Equipment Company makes ordering as easy as just a click away. If something's not in stock, it'll be available the very next day. Desktop Delivery has it for you the same day or the next day every business day. For office equipment and supplies, Taft Office Equipment Company, 569 South Evans Street, Greenville, or on the web at taftco.com.
Love shopping but have no time? Never miss another deal again with DealTaker.com, a leading shopping and coupon site that scans and compares 15 million famous brands at nearly 1,500 stores. It's a bargain hunter's paradise. No more driving around town or standing in lines. DealTaker does all the work. Find your deal and buy online. It's easy and free. Plus on DealTaker, find exclusive coupons, connect with other shoppers, get free stuff, and much more. DealTaker.com, the cool place for hot deals, coupons, and more.
You've never seen a pet store like this. Sweet Pets is Greenville's newest and exciting pet store. Sweet Pets carries a wide range of pet supplies for all animals, including the popular Solid Gold all-natural dog and cat food, Frontline and Advantage flea and tick control products, and even fashionable doggy clothes. Find a wide variety of salt and freshwater fish, along with live coral for your saltwater aquariums. Choose from Sweet Pet's selection of reptiles, friendly birds, rabbits, ferrets, and more. Great prices, great service, and easy access. You've never seen a pet shop like this. Sweet Pets, Fells Fork Shopping Center, Greenville.
You're watching WNCT's Ahead of the Storm 2008 Hurricane Special, brought to you by your Carolina Chevy dealer.
Before you hunker down to ride out the storm, make sure lawn furniture and small items are put away since they could become missiles in a hurricane's winds. Check around your home for loose window screens. Once all is secure, choose a location on the lowest floor. Now, if a storm's approaching, we've got to find a safe place inside. In eastern North Carolina, at the beginning of a hurricane, the winds are strongest from the northeast. You can get a compass to find the northeast side of your home. That's where you want to avoid. In this house, we're in the northeast side now, so we want to leave this family room and go to a safer place. So if all the rain and wind are hitting that side of the house, we want to come over here to find our safe room. In our case, it's here. You may have to change rooms during the storm, so keep your emergency supplies in the center of the house for easy access. Adults, make sure you have a battery-powered alarm clock. Set this for every couple of hours. Get up, check the wind direction. If it's coming towards this side of the house, then leave this room and find another place. Also, remember the kids, these events can be kind of scary for them. Make sure they've got some items they're accustomed to. Turn it into a camp out and it won't quite be as scary. If your home isn't a safe place to be during a hurricane, you do have other options. Shelters are set up in most every county in the east and usually at local schools. Remember though, shelters don't usually allow pets, so if you have those, consider staying with friends or relatives. A third option would be to drive farther inland and stay at a hotel. Lastly, make sure you have an emergency contact person, someone who knows where you're going to be to ride out the storm. Now you can find the safest room in your home, but if you want to, you can take it one step further. Here's an investment that can earn you peace of mind. Stocking up on hurricane supplies was an annual and puzzling ritual for Gene Payson.
There's people that are buying plywood to save their windows, and they're buying generators to save their food in the refrigerator, but they're not buying anything for their own personal protection or for their pets.
Most evacuation shelters don't accept pets. The Paysons own 10 birds, 2 dogs, a cat, and 2 ducks. Rosa Payson won't leave them if a hurricane hits, so Jean installed a closet that is also a safe room.
Now she's very at ease. She isn't up at 2 in the morning watching the hurricane track 3 or 4 days in advance and fretting about it.
These pictures show the transformation. Theirs is in a bedroom, but the best time to install one is before a home is finished. Tim Reinhold with the Institute of Business and Home Safety recommends safe rooms be located in the most central part of a home.
A key element when you try to create a safe room is you want this isolated box that will, when everything else blows away, it's still going to be standing.
Payson says that's what they have now for them and the furry, feathery members of their family.
Now she knows that if anything does come up, we just come in here and we're all set.
A little box of peace of mind right in their own home. You may not have a safe room like the Paysons, but you probably have pets. Don't forget them. They rely on you for their safety.
And in times of hurricane evacuation, even our furry friends need someplace to go. And since most shelters don't accept pets, what's my little furry friend to do? I spoke with Michelle Whaley of the Pitt County Animal Shelter on what one needs to have with them when bringing your pet to the shelter.
That our animals are on special diet needs or medications, that they bring that with them and the pet, have it labeled in like a Ziploc bag. That would work great. Also, all cats and dogs 4 months of age or older should have rabies shots. So if they have a collar on the animal with their rabies tag, that will further help to keep them identified. Unfortunately, the last couple threats we've had, people have not taken advantage of it or serious. You know, but I don't want a storm to get bad before it wakes people back up. They should have a plan for their pet just like they do themselves.
Coming up on Ahead of the Storm 2008, we'll show you how storms reach our beaches and what plan of action you need to take if an evacuation is necessary. Strong tropical cyclones in the Atlantic Ocean are called hurricanes, but in what body of water are they called typhoons? The answer coming up.
There's no place like Golden Corral for all kinds of delicious seafood. Come in tonight for our new Captain Shrimp and Seafood table, featuring our new freshly made grilled crab cakes, golden delicious shrimp, and tender fish fillets, breaded, battered, or baked. Plus, enjoy more than 100 other choices on our huge dinner buffet, all at a price you can handle. Catch our new Captain Shrimp and Seafood table for a limited time only. There's no place like Golden Corral.
Are you burdened by bills, harassed by creditors? Get immediate relief and a new beginning. Call the lawyers at 1-800-BANKRUPT and stop wage garnishments, foreclosures, lawsuits. Stop repossessions and creditor harassments. Call the lawyers at 1-800-BANKRUPT. The new law protects more property than ever before. Know your rights and get on with your life. Call the lawyers at 1-800-BANKRUPT now. This is a free call.
Tired of high energy bills? Replacing your cooling system can help. Wilson Roads professional workers are factory trained to install a new energy efficient unit, and they service all brands. You know we will be here for years to come.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes. Wilson Roads Mechanical Contractors has been serving Eastern North Carolina for more than 2 generations. Give us a chance to earn your business. Call us for a free estimate today.
Wilson Roads Heating and Air, consider it done.
Are you burdened by bills, harassed by creditors? Get immediate relief and a new beginning. Call the lawyers at 1-800-BANKRUPT and stop wage garnishments, foreclosures, lawsuits. Stop repossessions and creditor harassments. Call the lawyers at 1-800-BANKRUPT. The new law protects more property than ever before. Know your rights and get on with your life. Call the lawyers at 1-800-BANKRUPT now. This is a free call.
Healthwise Pharmacy is Greenville's only home medical equipment and full-service pharmacy. At Healthwise Pharmacy, customer satisfaction is our #1 goal. Motorized wheelchairs and scooters, hospital beds, and oxygen equipment are just a few of the items we carry. We'll work closely with your physician and your insurance company to provide you with the equipment needed to help you live life better and more independently. We accept Medicare and Medicaid and all major insurances, so we can provide the equipment at little or no cost to you. When choosing your medical equipment provider, choose the best Healthwise Pharmacy and Rehab on Memorial Drive in Greenville.
You're watching WNCT's Ahead of the Storm 2008 Hurricane Special, brought to you by your Carolina Chevy dealer.
It seems hurricanes have their own personality with their names and their fickle movements, but there are weather patterns that guide them on their way.
Wind patterns in the lower and middle atmosphere steer hurricanes. And for the Atlantic, there's one particular weather system. It's the Bermuda High here that's really key in determining where tropical storms and hurricanes can go. In the summertime, a high-pressure system usually camps out near Bermuda, but sometimes its strength and position shifts. Last year, the high was pretty close to the east coast of the U.S., so the wind flow around it, the clockwise wind flow, guided some nasty storms like Dean and Felix into the Caribbean, and the U.S. was protected. Sometimes, though, the high gives up a little ground, and that could be trouble. If any tropical storms or hurricanes form in the Atlantic, they can be guided toward the east coast. So Storm Team 9 pays close attention during hurricane season where the Bermuda High is and how strong it is, because that could have a direct bearing on where any tropical storms and hurricanes may go.
You don't want to wait until the last minute to evacuate. Most counties give an evacuation order 18 to 24 hours before a storm hits. More remote areas such as Ocracoke Island and parts of the Outer Banks where ferry service is required can take 36 hours or longer to evacuate. To be prepared, make sure you know where you're going in advance. Leave early and in the daylight hours if possible. Keep in mind, many services like ferries, gas stations, and phone services could be shut down once winds reach 40 miles per hour. Never attempt to drive through flooded roadways because the water can be much deeper than it appears. All evacuation routes in our state are marked with roadside signs like this one. The general idea is to head west. Keep in mind, most evacuation routes use main highways like US 70, US 17, US 64, and US 264, so sometimes traffic jams can occur. Normally, evacuation orders are given for visitors first, then those living in low-lying or flood-prone areas and mobile homes. If a hurricane is severe enough, a general evacuation order will be issued for an entire city or county. Information is crucial when a hurricane approaches. Well, you can watch us on WNCT Channel 9. You can also go to our website, WNCT.com, for an abundance of hurricane information. Once there, type in keywords Hurricane Center. This provides a variety of choices, including a hurricane tracker to see where a storm is, Live Viper 9 to show any local rain bands, and StormNet 9 to see local weather conditions. Click on Guide. This area of WNCT.com gives you a complete list of needed hurricane supplies, flood insurance information, and some advice for mobile home owners. There's even a list of things not to do. We prepared a free hurricane guide for you. Pick one up at any Eastern North Carolina Chevrolet dealership. We hope you've learned a few things to keep you ahead of the storm. You can certainly trust Storm Team 9 is on your side throughout hurricane season.
We'll be tracking, analyzing, and forecasting any potential threat to the east. Be sure to join us mornings, noons, nights, and weekends throughout hurricane season.
If a hurricane comes our way, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. We've been through big storms before.
And likely will again. Now, we'll be here to ride out any storms that affect this beautiful part of the world that we call home. On behalf of Gannon, Medwick, Scott Sumner, and all of us at WNCT, I'm Phillip Williams. Thanks for watching Ahead of the Storm, Hurricane Season 2008.
This has been WNCT's Ahead of the Storm 2008 Hurricane Special, brought to you by your Carolina Chevy dealer. Storm Team 9, tracking severe weather, monitoring approaching systems, accurate forecast you can trust. That's on your side.
It's the biggest event of the summer, the Great American Ford Sales Event. For the first time ever, your Carolina Ford dealer will make your first 3 payments on Edge, Focus, Fusion, Taurus, or Mustang, plus up to $1,000 cash back for a total savings of up to $2,500. 3 months of savings, one great summer. But hurry, this offer ends soon. Don't miss the best deal of the year. See your Carolina Ford dealer today and drive one.
What strange power lay in the space between the 7th and 8th steps of the Capel